Since we got a tie in the last episode, I based everything on your votes. So basically we're going with Project Maverick with most votes. He is the winner of the last episode, and the second, based on your votes, the public votes, the Attic Mods with Venom. Now today we're going to have 4 more builds, designs by EFR with the Gold Prime. We have DS Customs with Venom Slate, mods by Faggan with Crown, and finally, last but not least, we have TridentZ Customs with Pastel Purple Power. One more thing, next episode I will be picking a winner from you guys that vote, so vote this in this 4th episode, vote for your favorite build and you might get a lucky pick, a random pick to win an Aerocool case. Time for the intro. No time to waste, guys, it's time to go with the first build. Today we have designs by EFR with the Prime Gold. Now cable management in this build is definitely and without a doubt perfect. We have a great color scheme with everything, pipes, fittings and everything goes nicely together. And even the power supply cable, the power cable goes nicely hidden with, well, you can just see the small part of it. So basically 9 points for cable management, without a doubt, this is great. Now when it comes to creativity, designs by EFR is already, I would say, famous for it. And one thing I have noticed in this build is I usually, when it comes to my custom builds and when it comes to my water cooling builds, I skip all the X's when it comes to pipe crossing and that kind of stuff, but in this build you can see he did it on purpose, and he did it 3 times, so you could practically see all the crossings on purpose done. And well, that is just done so brilliantly and so unnoticeable that you'll just look at this build and you're just so really impressed by it. And the gold and white color scheme looks really nice, so 8 points for that. Clean look and final design, without a doubt, we have no question to ask about anything here, and no flaws whatsoever in this case, and basically 9 points for it. Everything is symmetrical and everything is well organized, and if you remember the past episode we had a build without the reservoir, now we have another here as well. It is really cool how he incorporated everything, looks really nice, and my opinion is 8 points for the execution. We have the standard shape of the case with flawless work on the pipes, and final finish is really immaculate, so basically 9 points for that. Now the second build today is from DS Customs and the Venom Slate. Cable management is done really nicely, and I love the different cable combs than usual you can see on every other custom build or build. They are noticeable, you could buy them normally, but they are different in this series, so I will give 8 points for the cable management. Now when it comes to creativity and scratch builds, you really do need to think everything through, and he did a nice steel chassis with double compartments, power supply shroud on, power supply on the other side, and we have all the pipes going through the pass-through fittings and through the other side, of course, with the reservoir placed outside. So this is something you might have seen people placing, well, you've seen the Dutchman modifies with 2 reservoirs, but never mind that. This is a scratch build, everything looks nice, the color scheme is really nice, so I would say 8 points for that. I would say final design has some minor flaws, like the front plexiglass cutouts and the pipes not going straight from the GPU down. Well, you can see it, but I think the fault is not his work with the pipe bending or anything, it's just the GPU vertical bracket has a slight sag, so even though it has a double compartment and everything is nicely custom made, I would have to, for that pipe and for the plexi, give 6 points. Now it's not degrading his work, it's just that pipe, I would place it straight completely. Execution is great when it comes to the pass-through fittings and the cable management, and pipes going almost all parallel, which is really nice, but the lower pipe still does ruin the whole build, and it doesn't ruin it, it's just bugging me. It's really, you know, it's slight degree going lower than usual, than it's supposed to go. So basically 7 points for the execution. And for the quality, I can see that the whole case is made out of steel, the interior chassis, and it is nicely welded together. Everything looks really cool. When it comes to quality, I would just say that those stickers on the tempered glass could have been done a bit better so they don't overlay over each other, and I think I saw a few bubbles if I'm not mistaken, but nevertheless 7 points for that. Now let's go to the third build. We have mods by Faggan with the crown build. This is something spectacular. I haven't seen something like this in a while. Very impressive. The cable management is so nicely done. It's just, I don't know if I could actually explain this kind of cable management done so nicely, and some of you might not agree. Some of you might agree. I have my opinion, of course, so 9 points for the cable management. Next to that we have creativity, which is simply incredible in this build. We have the Deep Cool Tri-Stellar build, which he decided to make an open chassis, for instance, and he placed the reservoir right on front, the graphic cards right on top. You have the open doors on the side legs or the side compartments of the Tri-Stellar, and you can see everything nicely inside. The color scheme is perfect, so basically 9 points without a doubt for this one. Final design is something where you take everything into consideration, from distro plates on the front. Well, it's only one distro plate, but astonishing reservoir placement, pipework, cables, openings, so you can see all the components. I mean, it's just brilliant, so I would say 8 points for the final design. Execution is immaculate, of course, no flaws in the final finish, even though I think I see a small silver on the lines where he made those cutouts on the side compartments. I'm not sure if that is just reflection from the light, or is it just my eyes, or am I really seeing the silver from the inside of the chassis of the steel plate. And looking at the whole build is completely perfect, but that is a bit bugging me, so I would say 8 points for that. Everything is perfectly planned, designed and executed, and I have to say this is one of those builds which I really like to see in person, because, well, I would just like to stare at it in real life and not just see it on photos with details, zoom in and everything like that. So execution, quality, final design, color scheme, the idea and everything, 8 points for that. Finally we go for the fourth build, the last build for today. We have version self customs with Pastel purple power. Now this is something completely different that you see. I mean, today guys are killing with cable management because Pastel purple power has something really incredible. You see those GPUs, and one cables go up on top, the other ones go at the lower side of the case, and it's actually really nicely done. So I have to say 9 points again for the cable management. Looking at the case, and I thought, who decided to turn around the Cooler Master case Pro 5 around and flip everything and do it like that? And then I realized when I watched check the specs of the case, I saw it was an in-bin case. So yeah, this is really something cool, nice, innovative, and as I said, cool design. So yeah, 8 points for that. Now final design is really cool. There aren't any flaws. I don't see any unstraight bends, or the cables are really nicely routed through the whole case. There's a really lovely color scheme with going purple and black, which always does a nice trick to everybody's eyes, and everybody falls in love with that color scheme. But I especially love the top side with 3 pipes and 2 NZXT Hue Plus. So guys, this is something really cool, and I would say 8 points for that. For the final design, I see no flaws, no cuts, no scratches, no something going on the wrong side or something bent or whatever. So definitely 7 points. We can definitely agree that this is something that won't break. I have some doubts on the top side, but you could easily cover it up, and if he has, and I think he has, the side panels, we have no worries about carrying it to events, festivals or whatever. I mean, this this build, as well as the both 3 before, really need to be at some events so you guys can see it in real life. So yeah, okay, 8 points for the quality of this build and everything incorporated in it. And guys, we have final scores for today. We had 4 builds. The first, designs by EFR and Prime Gold, scored 43 points. DS Customs with Venom Slate, 36 points. Mods by Faggan and the Crown build, 42 points. And finally we have Version Self Customs with Pastel Purple Power and 40 points. Guys, don't forget to vote. Next time I'll pick a randomly comment for you guys that voted for your favorite build, and well, you're gonna win a case. Hope you like Modified series so far, guys, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment. You have to comment to enter the giveaway. And see you next time, guys, with the 5th episode of Modified series. Thanks and bye-bye.